We're getting a quick start to this game here between Wabash and Northfield. This game's scheduled to start for 7 o'clock. The previous game started at 4:30, got done just before 7. So they gave them time to warm up, and now both Wabash and Northfield are taking the field. Well, Northfield's taking the field. They're the team on defense. They are the home team for this particular game, playing in the first base dugout, and Wabash is the visiting team. Here's the starting lineup for Wabash. Their starting lineup will be Derek Reed, the shortstop, followed by Dominic Baker, the second baseman. Hayden McWhort, the catcher, bats third. He'll be followed by Mackie Sorg, the pitcher. Carter Booth bats fifth. He's the center fielder. And it looks like it'll be Remington Kressel, the designated hitter, batting sixth. Batting in the place of Landon Hubbard, who is the starting right fielder. Cooper Long is the starting first baseman. He bats seventh. He'll be followed by the left fielder Keaton Lane and Sam Harris, the third baseman. Here's the defense for the Norsemen of Northfield. At first base, Branson Hazlett. At second base, Jared Holmes. At shortstop, Jaden Bear. At third base, Ty Lemming. Cam Pratt is the left fielder. In center field is Wyatt Butcher. And in right field is Luke Eviston. Behind the plate is Corbin Hoppert for Northfield, and Maddox Daniels gets the start on the mound today for the Norsemen. Northfield comes into this game at 2-7 overall. They were 2-2 to start out the season, but they've lost their last 5. Had a good battle with Caston back on Monday. That ended up being a 14-10 loss, and that's right after getting run-ruled 4 games in a row. Last win for Northfield was against Taylor. That's Taylor High School in Kokomo, Indiana. As we'll get the leadoff hitter, Derek Reed, coming to the plate for the Wabash Apaches. This Wabash team is 5-5 overall. Their most recent game was last night on the road against Elwood. In fact, this is their third game in a row. First pitch is a ball from starting pitcher Maddox Daniels. Up high, make it 2-0. Wabash played Huntington North on Monday. That was a 12-3 loss, and then they had the 9-3 win over Elwood last night. So quick turnaround for the Apaches. Derek Reed fouls that pitch off as it comes, it was close. Getting close to where our camera is, as Matt Jackson is the guy running our camera today. Derek Reed batting .290 on the season. He dribbles that one down to the first base side, and Hazlett will step on the bag. Beg your pardon, he actually flipped to the pitcher, Maddox Daniels. And we've got one down here in the top of the first. It's going to send Dominic Baker to the plate. He's the starting second baseman for Wabash. Dominic Baker has the highest batting average of anybody on these Apaches, batting .391. And he fouls that first pitch off to the backstop. He's got 7 RBIs. That's the second highest RBI total on this Apache team. That almost hit him. I thought it was about to. Instead, it bends away but goes low. Max Daniels, record-wise, is 0-1. His ERA is 8.4 on the season, but he's ahead in this count 1-2. Fell behind early in the count with Reed, but got him to ground out to first. Swing and a miss, and he gets him with a strikeout. 2 down here in the top of the first for Wabash.
Next batter, number 25, Hayden McWhirter.
Hayden McWhirter will come to the plate. Well, for Maddox Daniels, he comes into this game with 3 strikeouts. He's got his 4th of the season with that last K. Hayden McWhirter at the plate for Wabash. He's batting .296 on the season. Takes a first pitch strike. Upstairs, 1-1 the count. Three games in 3 days for Wabash. Of course, Huntington North came here yesterday, just a day after playing Wabash. As this ball is lifted out to left field, it is playable, and Cam Pratt will pull it in for the Norsemen. And 1-2-3 go the Apaches in the top of the first, and the Norsemen will be coming to the plate. We're going to keep it right here and give you the starting lineup for the Norsemen. Casey Lamson is scheduled to be the leadoff hitter. He's the DH in the order for Northfield, batting in the spot that would be occupied by Luke Evanston, but Evanston not batting today. Pitcher Maddox Daniels will bat second. He'll be followed by the catcher Corbin Hoppert. Ty Lemming, the third baseman, will bat cleanup, and he'll be followed by Wyatt Butcher, who is the center fielder. He'll bat fifth. Branson Hazlett is the first baseman. He'll bat sixth, and he'll be followed by the second baseman, Jared Holmes. Cam Pratt, starting left fielder, bats eighth. He'll be followed by Jaden Bear, who bats ninth and plays at shortstop for Northfield. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and give you the defense for these Wabash Apaches. They start Cooper Long at first base. Starting at second is Dominic Baker. Derek Reed starts at shortstop. Sam Harris starts at third base. Keaton Lane is the starting left fielder. Carter Booth starts in center field. Landon Hubbard starts in right field. The catcher is Hayden McWhirter, and the pitcher is Mackie Sorg. Mackie Sorg, just a freshman. He's got an ERA of 1.79 on the season, and he struck out 31 batters. He leads Wabash in strikeouts on the year. Impressive for a freshman. This is a Wabash team, again, that is 5-5 overall. Coming off a season where they went 19-11 a year ago. They finished fifth in the Three Rivers Conference. Right now, Wabash has yet to play a conference game. Three Rivers Conference is also home to Maconaquah and Peru. You also have teams like Rochester, Southwood, Lewis Cass, Manchester, and Northwestern, not to mention Whitco. Whitco is off to a good start. They're 6-0, undefeated on the season, and Northwestern comes in at 8-2 overall. Rochester, 10-1 overall. So some very good teams in that Three Rivers Conference. This is technically day 3 of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. Day 2 was yesterday. We had Huntington North versus Mississinawa, and some college baseball. Manchester versus Trine. That's Manchester University, not to be confused with Manchester High School. Of course, both of those are in North Manchester, Indiana. As Casey Lamson will lead things off for the Norsemen. Mistakenly called them the Vikings earlier. Of course, Norseman has a similar connotation to those of Scandinavian ancestry, much like the Vikings. As the first pitch to Lamson misses upstairs. Lamson is batting .350 on the year. He has the highest batting average of the consistent starters on the roster, 20 at-bats overall. He's ahead in this count 2-0 against a pitcher who's been playing really well. Mackie Sorg, a freshman, having a real good season. That's grounded up the middle, might get through, and it will get through. A leadoff single for Casey Lamson.
Next batter, number 3, Maddox Daniels.
Well, that will send up Maddox Daniels. Leadoff man gets aboard for Northfield after they set down the Apaches 1-2-3. Both these teams are located in Wabash, Indiana. They're both part of the Three Rivers Conference. Maddox Daniels batting just 167 on the year. Pitch on the way. He squares to bunt. Was that caught? No, it got down. Everybody's safe. Heck of an effort by McWhirter, but he could not make the catch. And in all likelihood, that's going to go down as a base hit. It was not an easy play for McWhirter.
Next batter, number 12, Corbin Hopper.
Corbin Hoppert, the batter. He is the catcher. And they did score that as a hit. This ball is skied high into center field as Carter Booth has the play into right center field. Lamson does tag but does not advance.
Next batter, number 17, Ty Lemming.
One pitch, one out with Hoppert at the plate. And Ty Lemming will come up. He's batting .321 on the year with 12 RBIs. Lemming leads the Norseman in RBIs, and he's got a great chance here in the bottom of the first. Pitch on the way, and that one misses inside. 1-0 the count. There goes a runner from second. It's fouled off by Lemming. And that is not Lamson who's over at second. Brought in a courtesy runner for him. That might be number 19, Jacob Nessler.
Return all foul balls to the team dugouts. Again, please return all foul balls to the team dugouts. Thank you.
That's down and in, ball 2. 2-1 the count here on Lemming. This is Lemming's 32nd plate appearance on the season. Back-to-back hits to start the inning for the Norsemen. Bounding ball towards short. Reed fields it, flips to second. They get the lead runner, but safe at first is Lemming. They don't get the lead runner, but they do get an out at second, and 2 down here in the first. Will go as a fielder's choice, not a base hit.
Number 10, Wyatt Booker.
But Nessler does move over to third base. That's going to send Wyatt Butcher to the plate. Wyatt Butcher, the starting center fielder for the Norsemen. Scoring chance for Northfield. This pitch misses upstairs, 1-0. We had Stryker versus Pettisville just before this game, and that was a close game. Closer than you would have expected. Pettisville came in at 5-3. They're now 6-3. Stryker winless. They're now 0-7. The final score was 5-2, and you got a good pitching performance from Daniel Donovan. And Stryker swinging a miss. That ball gets away. Runner's coming home, and he's going to score, and Northfield takes the lead, and the ball is thrown away. Reed backs it up over at shortstop. A run is in on the wild pitch. Check that. It's Northfield who's up 1-0. Ty Lemming into second. Jacob Nessler, the one who scores. And Butcher, the center fielder, stands in. Butcher is batting .320 on the year. Just 3 runs driven in. As Northfield does get a run with a man in scoring position. Got 2 in scoring position here. That's bounced foul. Count goes to 1-2. up the middle, and that's going to get through. They're going to send the runner. Lemming coming home. The throw to the plate, not going to get him. RBI single, and Northfield leads it 2-0. Wyatt Butcher brings another run across. That'll send up Branson Hazlett. Hazlett batting .240 on the year, but he comes up in an inning that's already been productive for the Norsemen. Can they keep something going? 1-2 pitch on the way, and that is lined into center field. Booth over his head. Butcher running on contact, and he's going to be sent home. All the way from third, and a ball gets past Booth. Into second is Hazlett, and it's 3-0 Norsemen. How about this start? Well, the Norsemen coming off a 5-game losing streak, looking to put that in the rearview mirror. An inning like this can only help. That was scored as a hit for Hazlett. 3 runs, 4 hits this inning for the Norsemen. That pitch was called a strike to Jared Holmes. That was close to the corner, just barely missed. That ball gets away. Well, Wabash having some problems here on the defensive end. They don't have any errors yet. And again, that last at-bat was charged as a hit for Branson Hazlett. He'll get an RBI off of it as well. But for Booth, that looked like a play that he certainly could have made, and he'd probably tell you he should have made it. Sun's starting to go down here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. This is flared into shallow right field. Hubbard is there. He's got it. But it's a 3-run first for Northfield. They lead it 3-0. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Norsemen. And we will go to the second inning on this broadcast of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
White Shoes Kelly Chevrolet. We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape, and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
A 3-run first inning for the Northfield Norsemen, and these Norsemen are looking to bounce back from a slow start to the season. Well, not so much a slow start. They did go 2 for 4 rather, in their first 2 games. They've lost their last 5, however, but Northfield gets 3 runs, 4 hits in the bottom of the first. And now Wabash is coming to the plate. This is Mackie Sorg, starting pitcher for Wabash. Called strike at the bottom of the zone. And, you know, Sorg is having a real good season on the mound. So basically, if you're Northfield, you're going to have to come out not only swinging but making good hard contact, and the Norsemen did that. 3 of the 4 hits did go into the outfield. One of them was a pop-up. Catcher Hayden McWhirter tried to catch it out of the air. He had to make a diving play to do so and couldn't make the catch. It did go down as an infield hit. That's on the corner for a called strike. Sorg is batting .306 on the year at the plate. He takes that one downstairs. It'll even the count at 2 apiece. Plan to check on some area baseball scores in a little bit, but right now, Wabash trying to get their first base runner of the game after Northfield put 3 runs across there in the bottom of the first inning. Northfield's been run ruled in 4 of the last 5 games they played. You wouldn't know it by the way they started this inning, but started this game rather. This inning starts with a walk to Mackie Sorg. That will send Carter Booth to the plate. Booth batting .286 on the year, and he comes up with a man on. Wabash gets their first base runner of the game. They'll have a courtesy runner coming in here. That's Tyson Carpenter serving as the courtesy runner for Sorg. Throw back to first, not in time. Carpenter in safely. Do have a final score from Leo High School. Looks like they defeated Fremont 18-2, and DeKalb leading Snyder by a score of 7-3. That game's in the 4th. Wayne, a winner 29-0 over Northside. New Haven beats Southside 10-0. Looks like some other games still in progress. Count here 0-2 on Booth. In the dirt, the runner takes off, and Carpenter is into second. And it's a 1-2 count to Carter Booth. Again, Booth batting .286 on the year, 23 plate appearances. He has driven home 2 runs, and he's got a chance to drive in a run here with a runner in scoring position. The 1-2 on the way, fouled off. Booth able to stay alive. Of course, the 2-strike count, you do want to be swinging at anything close. Booth definitely got a pitch that was in the zone, just ended up getting a piece of it. Here's the 1-2. That looked close. He took it for ball 2. Good start to the game for Northfield, but right now, Wabash with a chance to answer. A man on second, nobody out. And Booth stays alive. Next batter would be Remington Kressel. He's the designated hitter. Up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. They're going to send Carpenter around third and in to score. Coming towards second is Booth, and he's tagged out. The run will count. Wabash is on the board. It is an RBI single for Booth, but they lose a runner on the bases. Well, Wabash gets one back, and often times on those throws to the plate, you will see a runner try to turn a single into a double, and that's what Booth tried to do. He just got tagged out on the way there. Here's a look at the replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Good piece of hitting, ball up the middle, through the hole. It's enough to get the job done. But Booth tagged out on his way to the plate. As we bring it back for this next pitch, Kressel bounces that one to second base, and Holmes will make the throw to first. Cooper Long, the first baseman, comes to the plate. He's the number 7 hitter in the lineup.
Next batter, number 8, Cooper Long.
It's a strike at the top of the zone. Long batting just 154 on the year. He's a junior. Has driven in 3 runs, but he comes up with nobody on, and he pops this up foul, headed out of play. This will be the striker players over there in the stands. They just finished their game against Pettisville, and it looks like they're hanging around to watch this game between Wabash and Northfield. The 0-2 is in the dirt. Up and away. Down and away, and it's a full count. Inning started with the walk to Mackie Sorg. Carter Booth's single brought him in after Sorg proceeded to steal second. Check that it was Tyson Carpenter who proceeded to steal second and eventually came home. And that's down and away to Long, and he walks with 2 down here in the second.
Next batter, number 14, Keaton Lane.
Of course, Booth tried to take second, was thrown out on his way to second. He got the RBI, he got the single. But if he doesn't go to second, he doesn't get tagged out, and he'd now be on second base with 1 down. That's a strike taken by Keaton Lane. Keaton Lane batting .238 on the season. 4 RBIs, and he takes that one up and away. Two and 1 the count. 2 walks this inning, 1 to Mackie Sorg, and the most recent one to Cooper Lane. Wabash went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Swing and a miss. The count goes even at 2 apiece. That's off the screen. Lane will stay alive for the time being. Sam Harris is on deck. He'd be the next man up if Keaton Lane gets to first. And Lane with a really good battle as this ball is fouled over the roof. You want to be swinging at anything close, and Lane's gotten some good pitches, and he continues to fight them off one by one. That came close to hitting him. Full count. There goes the runner with a 3-2 count. Called strike 3. Keaton Lane looked like he thought it was downstairs. He's rung up on strikes. Well, we've played an inning and a half, and before we go to the bottom of the second, going to get a few words in from our sponsors that allow us to do these games that we get to do so often here on SummitCitySports.com. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. New state-of-the-art car wash facilities. Free car washes when you buy from Kelly Automotive. ShopDriveKelly.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on X at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. Earn your edge the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning. 3 runs for the Norsemen in the bottom of the first. Wabash got one back, and you do wonder if Carter Booth does not try to turn that single into a double. Does it change anything about the inning? It obviously puts runners at first and second with 2 down and brings Sam Harris to the plate. No knowing what would have happened when he came up, though. Harris will come up to lead off in the top of the third inning. This is Cam Pratt, the number 8 hitter in the lineup, starting left fielder for the Norsemen, coming to the plate. He'll be followed by Jaden Baer and Casey Lamson. Lamson singled his first time up. Northfield managed to get 4 hits in that third inning. First pitch swinging, it's on the ground, through the hole at third. Sam Harris couldn't field it, and in all likelihood, that's going to be an error.
Next batter, number 7, Jaden Bear.
Pratt does reach indeed on the error, and Jaden Baer will come to the plate. Baer batting just 192 coming into this game. He squares to bunt, gets a strike on the first pitch. Sorg was paying a little bit of attention to Pratt over there at first. There he goes. Slapped down the right field line and a base hit. Are they going to send Pratt? No, they're not. They'll pull him up at third, and the Norsemen have runners at second and third. That's their 5th hit of the game.
Next batter, number 28, Casey Lamson.
And that brings the Norsemen back to the top of the lineup, and Casey Lamson. He had a leadoff single in the first inning. If he gets a hit here, it's definitely 1 run and possibly even 2. Lamson batting .350 coming into this game. He's the leading hitter for the Norsemen on the season. He has 8 RBIs and a chance at 1, maybe 2 on this at bat right here. And to think that Northfield has been run ruled in 4 of their last 5 games. They're on a 5-game losing streak, and they're out to the early lead. Last game the Norsemen played was Monday against Caston. They lost that one 14-10. Closer than the prior games had been. But Northfield trying to break through and snap the losing streak. They've lost 5 straight, like I said. Cam Pratt at third. He reached on an error by Sam Harris, the third baseman. And Jaden Baer with the double moments ago. And Lamson with a chance to get on base either with a hit or with a walk. It's a 3-1 count. That's in there for a called strike. Flared into shallow, not even into the outfield. Going to be popped up to second, and Dominic Baker has the catch, and that's a huge putout for the Apaches. Keeps both runners where they are. And Maddox Daniels will come to the plate. He is the starting pitcher for Northfield in this game. So far has given up the one hit and just one run at this point. Daniels batting 167 on the year. Comes up with ducks on the pond. He's behind in the count 0-1. Corbin Hoppert would be the next man up. And I tell you what, if Mackie Sorg and this Apache defense can battle out of this jam, could make a huge difference in the direction of this game. Up the middle, bounces off the mound. Bobbled at second, a run is in. That was a slow roller. Baker couldn't field it. And a man in for the Norseman. That is Pratt who comes home on the ground ball. It'll go as an error, second error this inning against Wabash, second inning this game against Wabash. Pratt scores, Bear moves up to third. And Daniels now at first for Corbin Hoppert. There goes Daniels. Throw's not going to come. Check that, it will come down to third. But Bear is back in safely. Fly ball into center field. Booth to his right. He makes the catch. Bear comes home. The throw cut off, and Bear will score on the sac fly. Two runs this inning for the Norsemen, and they lead it 5-1. Also, Daniels moves up to second. And here comes Ty Lemming. Lemming grounded into a fielder's choice. Wabash got the out at second, but Lemming was able to beat the throw to first and avoid a double play. This one's flipped toward left field. Longer run for Booth, but he gets there and makes the catch. It's a two-run inning for the Norsemen. They lead it 5-1 as we will go to the third inning after this on this broadcast of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Now I'm in here working out, and it's helped me get stronger, so I know that's going to help building my muscle, being able to power through defenders, get in the lane, be more confident, finishing at the basket through contacts. When you know you're in here putting the work in, it makes it easier for you to go on the court.
Well, the Northfield Norsemen, losers of 5 straight, have come out firing against their crosstown rivals from Wabash. 5-1 the score, both Northfield and Wabash located in Wabash, Indiana. And it is Northfield who leads at 5-1, even though they are 2-7 against the Apaches, who are 5-5. Coming to the plate is Sam Harris to lead things off. It'll be Harris, Derek Reed, and Dominic Baker as time is called by the home plate umpire. Pitch on the way to Harris, and that was off the plate. It's amazing to think that the Norsemen are going up against a pitcher in Mackie Sorg, who's only got a 1.79 ERA. He's having an incredible season, yet they've been able to get to him today. Harris takes a strike to make it 1-1. He's batting just 136 on the season. Fastball runs inside. On the ground, hit towards second. Holmes has it. He'll throw to first in time. Maddox Daniels retires the first man he faces. Daniels comes into this game with an 8.4 ERA. And through the first 2 innings, he's only given up 1 run. We are back to the top of the order, though, with Derek Reed. Reed grounded out to first his last time up. That was part of a 1-2-3 inning. The second inning was not 1-2-3. Wabash got their first run across the board on Carter Booth's RBI single. We're here at Parkview Field. It is the home of the Fort Wayne Tin Caps. They are the High A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. The Padres were defeated by the Tigers today, and some of you folks might be happy about that. We're a few hours away from Detroit, and it's one of the options of teams that you can root for. Of course, the Tigers also have Zach McKinstry, a Fort Wayne native, former Northside legend. He is having a good year. Today he only went 1 for 4, though. So he did get a hit. Not a bad day at the office. But I'm sure McKinstry would probably tell you like to get on base a little bit more consistently. But he'll take the hit and he'll take the win, I'm sure. Of course, the Tin Caps, last I heard, were tied 3-3 with the Lansing Lugnuts. Not sure where that game is now. This ball is sent off the base of the roof and into the stands down below. Reed's putting together a battle here with 2 strikes. Like I said, he grounded out to first his last time up. Swing and a miss. Ball's in the dirt. Hawpert throws it down to first and gets the out. He'll complete the strikeout with that throw. At this point, that's just the 3rd strikeout of the game for Maddox Daniels, and that will send up Dominic Baker. Baker was a strikeout victim his last time up. First strikeout victim for Daniels in this game. Yet Daniels has the higher ERA. His ERA is over 8. Mackie Sorg, his ERA is under 2. But it's Daniels who's given up just 1 hit and 1 run and has struck out 3. Sorg has yet to throw a strikeout, and he's given up 5 runs and 5 hits. It hasn't helped that his defense has committed 2 errors. I believe both of those errors contributed to the 2 runs that crossed for the Norsemen. 1-1 the count here on Baker. That's off the plate. Baker batting .391 on the season. He has the highest average of the everyday players for Wabash. That's backhanded over at third by Ty Lemming, and he throws it on a line for the final out here in the top of the third. Ty Lemming with a backhanded play and a putout, and the Apaches go 1-2-3. This is a play worth showing to you, and we will show it to you on our replay, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Ty Lemming able to field it to his left. You don't see it in your screen there, but he's able to scoop it up and make a good throw over to first. And we've played through an inning and a half, rather 2.5 innings, going to the bottom of the third in just a moment. First, a few words from our sponsors. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit tjwindustrial.com. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process, from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com to learn more. The Northfield Norsemen having themselves a ball game. They're up 5-1 over the Wabash Apaches. 3 runs in the first for the Norsemen, 2 more in the second. And we go to the bottom of the third, and it appears to be Mackie Sorg who's still out there on the mound for the Apaches. Now, overall, he's having a real good season. Check that. It looks like they have made a change. That looks like Sorg, who's moved over to first base. Yep, that's Sorg at first base, and it's now Hayden McWhirt who's on the mound.
Getting off for Northfield, number 15, Branson Hayslip.
So Wabash makes the change. After 5 runs combined in the first 2 innings. Hayden McWhirt with a 2.5 ERA coming into this game. He's a sophomore, part of a young Wabash pitching staff, and his first pitch is popped up, foul. Oh, that came close to our camera and actually hit a Pettisville player in the back. It was caught by one of the Pettisville players. Pettisville played just moments ago and defeated Stryker. Well, both teams are still hanging around. At least the Stryker guys were hanging around. The Pettisville guys are up here in the upper deck in front of the suites. It looks like good news, Matt Jackson is okay. That ball came close to him where he's standing. This pitch is called a strike, 0-2. Of course, Pettisville gets to stick around and have some dinner. They celebrate a win over Stryker. They won that game 5-2. This ball is bounced foul. Wyatt Butcher is the batter. Butcher had an RBI single his last time up. It's part of a 3-run first inning for the Norsemen. Branson Hayslip is the next batter. It's hard to tell who the catcher is for Warsaw. I know that Hayden McWhirt was the starting catcher for this game. This ball is fought off and a base hit. That ball jammed Butcher and he got a hit out of it. Just heard one of the Pettisville players say Oppo Taco. Well, it's not an Oppo Taco unless it's a home run. Butcher will take the opposite field hit, though. Seeing the Pettisville players gather around. I think that's because it's picture time, at least for the Pettisville guys. Meanwhile, a man on first and nobody out for Branson Hazlett. He had an RBI double his last time up. Fouls off the first pitch, or did he? Did that ball get the bat? Yes, it did. The base path umpire telling Butcher, you got to go back to first. That was a foul ball. Throw back to first, and Butcher is in safely. Hazlett batting .240 on the season. And that's on the corner for a called strike, 0-2. Hayden McWhort pitching in his first inning of work. That's in there for a called strike. And Hazlett is down on strikes.
Next batter, number 4, Jared Holmes.
And you wonder if his entry into the game could make a difference for Wabash. Did give up the leadoff single, but bounced back with that strikeout. Here comes Jared Holmes. And he takes a called strike. Well, we're seeing McWhort find the strike zone on a consistent basis. Northfield trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Hazlett not taking off, got a decent-sized secondary lead, but he does not advance. He got jammed on the last pitch of his at-bat, but he deposited it down the right field line. Throw back to first, not in time. Holmes batting just .143 on the season. He flew out to right field his last time up. That ended the threat in the bottom of the first. I shouldn't say it ended the threat. By then, Northfield already had 3 runs on the board. Again, that was in the first, so it was not an empty inning. Holmes would have loved to add to the damage, though, but he's got a 1-1 count here. Cam Pratt and Jaden Bayer to follow. Off the plate, that ball skips away, and now Butcher will go on to second. Umpire was almost in the way. And interesting, the Pettisville guys have the Hawaiian shirts on over their Pettisville baseball t-shirts. On the ground toward third, Butcher will hold up for now. Now he goes on the throw. The throw is in time. Holmes is retired, but Butcher moves up 90 feet. Cam Pratt reached on an error his last time up. He eventually came around to score one of 2 runs that the Norseman got in the bottom of the second. And Pratt takes downstairs for ball 1. Pratt batting just .190 on the year. He's driven home 3 runs. Finds himself ahead in this count 1-0 with a runner on third. On the ground toward short. Could be a tough play, and it's bobbled by Reed. A run is home. Said it could be a tough play. It was a tough play. It's going to go as an error. Error number 3 against Wabash. So Butcher is home. A run every inning so far for Northfield. Jaden Bear with a swing and miss at the first pitch he sees. He did get a double his last time up. That put runners at second and third. Throw back to first, not in time. If Bear gets aboard, that would bring Northfield back to the top of their lineup and Casey Lamson. Lamson led off the first with a single for Northfield. There goes the runner. Pratt into second with a stolen base, and the throw is into center field, but Pratt got tangled up with Reed and could not make it to third. But the Norsemen have a runner in scoring position, and already a 6-1 lead, a 5-run lead. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. Downstairs, count goes even. Jaden Bear hitting just 192 on the season. Got out of the way. Somebody shouted, "Wear it." It had to have come from the Northfield dugout. If he takes a pitch on the chin, and I mean that figuratively in this case, but if he takes the pitch and it hits him, he's on first. Fly ball down the right field line, and that will climb out of play into the Huntington University Picnic Pavilion. The count is 3-2 on Bear. Swing and a miss. McWhort gets the strikeout, but damage is done. Northfield is up 6-1 as we go to the fourth inning. You're watching the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
My name is Cam Smith. I'm the Director of Football Operations for PSM Football. PSM Football is going to change the landscape of Fort Wayne football. There's a huge need for folks that want to get their sons and daughters involved in some personalized instruction, specifically in football at all positions. For the first time ever, we're bringing to the region a wide variety of different programming outside of the normal instruction. We're going to bring the 7-on-7 teams. We're also going to bring adult programming, flag leagues. We're going to bring indoor leagues, outdoor leagues. We're going to do a lot of different camps and clinics for all different ages, but also for coaches. We also take a more of a holistic approach when it comes to developing the whole person. We want to be sure that we're doing exactly what the parents want, exactly what the athletes want, and exactly what the coaches think that the athlete needs to work on. Parents can sign their kids up right now for personalized training at all positions in football, so we're excited about that, and we look forward to have everybody come out and take advantage of what we're offering with PSM Football.
Getting ready for the fourth inning between Wabash and Northfield. It is Northfield, losers of 5 straight, who has the 6-1 lead. They've scored in every inning so far, and Wabash looking to get it together here as we go to the top of the fourth. Hayden McWhort, Mackie Sorg, and Carter Booth are set to come to the plate. McWhort came on to pitch in relief.
Leading off for Wabash, number 25, Hayden McWhort.
In the bottom of that third inning after Mackie Sorg had started this game on the mound. Sorg has had a great year on the mound this season, but today has not been his night. 5 runs surrendered, 5 hits surrendered, all that coming in the first 2 innings. Hayden McWhort flew out to left field his last time up. His first pitch is swung on and fouled to the right side. It's in play and caught by Hazlett over in first. One pitch, one out with McWhort at the plate, and here comes Mackie Sorg. Pitch to Sorg is in there for a called strike. Maddox Daniels still on the mound. This is his fourth inning of work. As that ball skips away, the count is 1-1. Fly ball, and that's going foul. Into no man's land over there along the right field line. I should say in the seats along the right field line. I check in on the men's volleyball game going on today. That's Norwell versus Leo. I know that Leo was winners in high school baseball today. They defeated Fremont 18-2. So that would put Leo at 8-0 on the season. Leo was a part of the PSM Baseball Classic last year when they beat Columbia City. They will not be here at Parkview Field this year. Columbia City will be a part of it. They'll be back here 2 weeks from today taking on Garrett. There's the 2-2, swung on a miss, ball's in the dirt. Dug up by Hoppert. His throw to first is in time. That'll complete the strikeout for Maddox Daniels. And I've got that as Daniels' fourth strikeout of the game. That'll send Carter Booth to the plate. One hit, one run for Wabash in this game so far. They came in at 5-5. For the Apaches, they're playing their third game in 3 days. They lost to Huntington North on Monday. They beat Elwood last night, 9-3. Downstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. Carter Booth has the only hit of the game for the Apaches. It was an RBI single up the middle. Finds himself ahead in this count, 2-1. Apaches will be off tomorrow. Then they'll play Madison Grant on Friday. They've got doubleheader action against Eastbrook coming up on Saturday, so no rest for the weary. Played 10 games already. They've played 14 by the week's end. It's a 2-out walk for Carter Booth.
Next batter, number 22, Remington Kressel.
Remington Kressel will come to the plate. Kressel 0 for 1 so far, but a runner on for the Apaches as Daniels steps off. Throwback down to first, not in time. Booth is back. Kressel does not have a hit this season. This is a game where this is only his third game of the season. He's had 2 plate appearances coming up to today. Did that hit him? Yes, it did. The Apaches are going to have runners at first and second with 2 down. And Cooper Long coming to the plate.
Batter number 8, Cooper Long.
Well, up till this inning, Wabash had only gotten 1 runner into scoring position. That was Tyson Carpenter. He stole second after Mackie Sorg walked to lead off the second. Carpenter came in to score on Carter Booth's RBI single. That got Wabash on the board. They haven't scored since, but they got a chance to cut into this deficit. Maddox Daniels has done solid work on the mound, but right now he's trying to get out of a jam. Cooper Long coming up next. Keaton Lane would bat next if Long were to advance. And then if we get that far, Sam Harris could come up this inning. He's the 9-hole hitter. Cooper Long is the number 7 hitter in the lineup for the Apaches. First pitch on the corner for a called strike to Long. Daniels battles back, and he's ahead in the count 0-2. But Long with a chance to get a run on the board for Wabash. That pitch misses upstairs. And that's downstairs. Good start to the at-bat for Maddox Daniels. But his last 2 have missed downstairs. Or the last one missed upstairs. This most recent one missed downstairs. Keaton Lane on deck. Bounce toward first. Scooped up over at first by Haslett, and he'll just step on the bag to end the top of the 4th. Wabash threatens, but they're held scoreless in the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th when we return here on this broadcast of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Ago, I was diagnosed with a 3rd-degree heart block. They had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and so once I had that surgery done and everything, I started at PSM and getting my shoulder mobility and my shoulder strength back, and now that I have that, making it even stronger than it was before and really spend the time that I need to be able to compete at the level that I want to compete at. I've been in the pool since I was 6 years old. It's not an easy sport to just pick up and start doing, but if you have the dedication to do it, you can do it just fine.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
6-1 in favor of Northfield as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Northfield has lost 5 straight. They're 2-7. But they've scored in every inning in this game so far, and they're trying to keep that intact going into the bottom of the 4th. Casey Lamson, the leadoff hitter, leading it off for the Norsemen. A swing and a miss, the first pitch he sees. Lamson comes in batting .350. He's singled and scored today. He is serving as the DH. I'll take that one downstairs. 1-1 the count. Line drive, base hit. Looked like Reed had a chance, but it turned out to be a little too high for him. Second hit of the day for Lamson.
Next batter, number 3, Maddox Daniels.
And that'll send Maddox Daniels to the plate. Lamson 2 for 3. That's called a strike. That pitch looked up and in on him. In the end, it's called a strike 1. Daniels, Hoppert, and potentially Ty Lemming set to come to the plate for Northfield here in this 4th inning. That one missed upstairs. You might have expected this score to be the other way around, especially since Wabash had a guy on the mound in Mackie Sorg, who had an ERA under 2.0 for the season. Swinging a miss at that breaking ball. However, it is Northfield who is leading Wabash on the scoreboard 6-1. They've out-hit Wabash 7-1. This one's flared to the left side. This could be playable. Lane ranging over, and it'll drop in foul territory. Maddox Daniels has one of those hits. It was a popped-up bunt. Catcher Hayden McWhirter, who at the time was the catcher, made a diving effort but couldn't make the catch. Daniels later reached on an error in the second. That was an inning where 2 runs crossed the plate for the Norsemen. Swing and a miss. And Daniels is down on strikes. Meanwhile, DeKalb defeated Snyder in high school baseball today. So DeKalb goes on to 8-1 on the season. Snyder was on a 5-game winning streak. That streak is now snapped. It looks like Leo is leading Norwell 2-1 in boys volleyball, leading set number 4, 4-2. That's a ground ball along the first base line. Can tag him out. Instead, going to go for the flip, and it's not in time. McWhirter could have gone for the tag, and smart move there by Hoppert to stay outside the baseline so he can't get tagged out. Now there's runners on the corners. I thought McWhirter should have just tagged him. Get another look at this on the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay. Look what happens here. McWhirter, this ball stays fair. McWhirter could have just tagged him right there. Went right by him, went for the flip, tried to get it to Sorg, and the flip got away. And then smart play there by Hoppert as he stays outside the baseline. Had he run inside the baseline, he could have been tagged out. Officially, it's an E1. 4th error of the day against Wabash. They had the better record coming into this game, but Northfield has played the better game. No defensive lapses, good pitching from Maddox Daniels. 7 hits, 6 runs, and runners on the corners for Ty Lemming. Throw back to first is not in time. Leo now leads set 4, 7-4 over Norwell. That's men's volleyball, by the way. Of course, the Leo baseball team was victorious tonight over Fremont. I believe that puts the Lions at 8-0 on the season. What an incredible season for Leo baseball. I do hope to cover a few of their games in the days to come. I should say in the weeks to come. They fake the throw down to second, and Hoppert digs in with a stolen base. It'll be runners on second and third for the Norsemen. Ty Lemming reached on a fielder's choice his first time up, flew out to center his last time up. Fly ball to the outfield might just be enough to get a run home, as now the infielders come in for Wabash, trying to create a play at the plate. So you got to think that Lemming is looking to get this ball over the infield. Now that can be your plan, but not always easy to execute. Best way to execute it is look for a pitch to hit and then swing the bat when you get it. That was a tough pitch to hit, a curveball. 1-2 the count. Called strike 3. Lemming retired. And for the time being, the runners are stranded.
Next batter, number 10,
Wyatt Butcher coming to the plate with 2 on and 2 down. Line drive almost caught. Knocked down at third. A run will come home. Harris knocked it down, could not make the catch. That will be a base hit, and 7-1 in favor of Northfield. Branson Hazlett will come to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double. Pitch misses outside. Hazlett's teammates and his fans shouting, "Come on, Branson," as he takes a strike at the bottom of the zone. 7 runs, 8 hits for the Norsemen. When we get a chance, we'll look at this last one, this RBI single that went off the glove of Harris at third. That's up and away. Well, we'll go ahead and take a look at that replay, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. It's a hard hit ball. Harris has to dive to his left, just can't seal it. And that allows Lamson to come home. Swung on and missed. Count goes to 2-2. Runners on first and second. A run every inning so far for the Norsemen. Popped him up. Shallow center. Booth will make the catch. We've played through 4, and it's 7-1 Northfield over Wabash. We'll go to the 5th when we return on this broadcast of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape, and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
One more run for Northfield. They go up 7-1 as we get ready for the 5th inning here on this broadcast of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com. Northfield with 3 runs in the first inning, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. And Wabash looking to answer. Wabash is scheduled to send Keaton Lane, Sam Harris, and Derek Reed to the plate here in the top of the field. And I believe that's still Maddox Daniels still on the mound for the Norsemen. Just thinking of the name Maddox makes me think of another game that happened here at Parkview Field. I think this was 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Concordia versus Wayne. Maddox Wright was on the mound for Concordia, and he threw a no-hitter. This is not a no-hitter for Maddox Daniels. He's given up 1 hit. That ball is popped up behind the plate. Hoppert ran into the home plate umpire on his way to the ball and couldn't make the catch. Keaton Lane, the batter. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. Squares to bunt again and bunts it backwards, so now you would think the bunt is coming off with a 2-strike count. When you bunt to lead off the inning, you're just trying to get a man on base. And you're still allowed to bunt with a 2-strike count. And Lane might be able to get a hit out of it, but if he bunts it foul with a 2-strike count, it's a strikeout. Does take off the bunt sign, swing and a miss. And he gets a strikeout the old school way. Maddox Daniels with 5 strikeouts this game. Northfield has lost 5 straight coming into this game. You wouldn't know it by looking at the scoreboard. You also wouldn't know it by the fact that Northfield has out-hit Wabash 8-1. It's a first pitch strike to Sam Harris. At least this is Sam Harris's spot. That might not be him who's at the plate. That's a 15 who's at the plate. That's Jacob White. And White strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the 5th inning for Maddox Daniels, and we're back to the top of the order in Derek Reed. Well, if Reed were to get to first base, Dominic Baker would come up next. Baker's having a good year, but he's 0 for 2 at the plate, and Reed is also 0 for 2 at the plate. That one missed the corner. On the corner for a called strike. It was a breaking ball. It started to tail away. The entire Wabash bench is on the rail of the dugout. That's called a strike on the corner. Looked like it was off the plate. That one misses way inside. 2-2 the count. One, two, that hits him. And Reed will get aboard. So Dom Baker will come to the plate. Baker's having a good season, but not a good game. Baker batting .391 on the year, 7 RBIs. He's second on the team in the RBI category, but but he's hitless today. He's hitless. He has not reached base. The only hit for Wabash belongs to Carter Booth. It was his RBI single. That pitch is taken for a strike, 0-1. There goes the runner. Pitches a ball, and the throw is not even close. Derek Reed into second. And that's a critical runner over there at second. And you're still down 6. One run, of course, makes it a 5-run ball game. But any chance you can get to cut into this deficit, that's exactly what Wabash is looking for, as this pitch is fouled off by Baker. Hayden McWhort would hit next if needed. Let's have an organ version of the Jaws theme song. Now, I say it's an organ version. I don't think anybody actually is here playing an organ. I don't think that's the case. I could be wrong, though. That pitch will not count. Baker called time. They play the Jaws theme song at Florida Gators football and basketball games as well as baseball games. That's called a strike. The ball's bobbled. Hopper's going to have to throw down to first, and he does to get the strikeout. Well, in the end, Daniel strikes out the side. A man on base for Wabash. That's it. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th with Northfield leading 7-1 over Wabash here on the Parkview Sports Medicine, or on this broadcast of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. We're going to get a few words in from our sponsors that allow us to do these games that we get to do so often here on SummitCitySports.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in our area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Well, for the Northfield Norsemen, they are up 6 as we get ready to go into the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll go ahead and reflect that on our scoreboard. Northfield with a run every inning. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. And I believe that is Hayden McWhort coming out for his 3rd inning of work. He did not start this game on the mound. However, Mackie Sorg did. And Mackie Sorg is having a very good season, but did not have a good game today. Sorg has an ERA under 2.0, yet Northfield was able to touch him up for 5 hits and 5 runs when he was on the mound. Jared Holmes, Cam Pratt, and Jaden Bayer coming to the plate for the Norsemen here in the bottom of the 5th. This is the bottom third of the order for the Norse. That pitch runs in on Holmes. It almost hit him. It's going to be ball 1. For a second there, I thought I saw a mask on Cam Pratt's helmet, kind of like they have in softball. Right now, Jacob White having a little word with Hayden McWhort. Saw White come to the plate in Sam Harris's spot last inning. Came in to catch after McWhort made the move to the mound. McWhort is the starting catcher for this game. I should say was the starting catcher. That's on the ground towards second. Baker gets his glove on it and makes the throw.
Next batter, number 1, Cam Pratt.
Cam Pratt will come to the plate. By the way, the New Haven Bulldogs a winner over Southside today, 10-0. New Haven's on a 3-game winning streak. That's significant because they went into that streak at 2-5 on the year. They've evened up the overall record. Bounding ball hit toward third, and that one's kicked over at third by Sam Harris. This has been a night to forget for Sam Harris. He's had a couple of errors on him tonight.
Next batter, number 7, Jaden Bear.
I believe that's officially the second error on Harris. He had a line drive hit his way by Wyatt Butcher in the bottom of the fourth inning that he couldn't make the catch on. It was not an easy play. It was a base hit. But Harris would probably tell you, I should have caught that one. 0-1 the count on Bear to start this at bat. He's 1 for 2, a double and a strikeout. Throw back to first, not in time. Top of the order is due up next. That's Casey Lamson. He's in the on-deck circle. He'll be followed by Maddox Daniels if we get that far. There goes the runner. Throw down towards second. Good throw, and they got him. A good throw from White as Pratt is caught stealing. Two down in the inning. Bear looks at ball 2, I believe. Called strike 2 on the inside corner. By the way, New Haven, one of their wins was against Woodland. That's a team that's 7-5 overall, 7-4 overall. Have kind of a surprisingly good season. This ball has popped up into no man's land. Those empty seats over there behind the third base dugout. Here's the 1-2. Downstairs. That actually might have been a 2-2 pitch, so it'll be 3-2 by now. Of course, the Norwell Knights have a big game coming up tomorrow. They're on the road against Homestead. Homestead is red hot this year. On the ground towards short. Playable over at short. Reed's throw is dug out in time. Scooped up by Mackie Sorg. And that was significant because had Northfield scored 4 runs, it's a lot of runs to score in one inning, but had they scored 4, the game would be over. But Wabash will come to bat in the 6th inning when we return. You're watching the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
Heart of the order coming to the plate for Wabash. Hayden McWhirt, Mackie Sorg, and Carter Booth set to hit for the Apaches as we start the top of the 6th here on SummitCitySports.com. This is the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic from Parkview Field in Fort Wayne. First pitch misses upstairs. Looks like Maddox Daniels is still out there for Northfield. He's been on the mound the entire game long. And that one gets away. Not the start he wanted here in the top of the 6th. For Northfield, you're just looking for 2 clean innings here. Wabash trying to make the comeback either here in the 6th or get it started in the 6th and maybe finish it in the 7th. As McWhirter is hit by the pitch. It's the second hit batter in as many innings for Daniels on the mound. Mackie Sorg will come to the plate. And there is going to be a courtesy runner here. This is Tyson Carpenter. McWhirter was the catcher to start this game. He's now the pitcher. And so Carpenter will come in to serve as a courtesy runner for him. Mackie Sorg, the batter, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's also walked. Wabash playing their 3rd game in as many days. They've still got games on Friday and Saturday. 1 game Friday and a doubleheader on Saturday. They'll get tomorrow off. Friday's game is against Madison Grant, and the doubleheader Saturday is at Eastbrook. Sent foul, and that'll run the count to 1-1. That's the first strike thrown this inning by Daniels, who's overall pitched a really good game. First strike thrown this inning, I should say. So we await the 1-1. Downstairs. And, of course, you always get Sunday off if you're a high school baseball player. Wabash will get Sunday off, but then they're right back to work Monday taking on Manchester. Line drive well hit into left field. That's getting down for a base hit. Carpenter makes the turn. He's going for third, and he is in. The throw too high. It is cut off. Daniels was there to back it up. But a single for Mackie Sorg, and the Apaches have men on the corners. Carter Booth will come up with runners on the corners for the Apaches. Booth has driven home the game's only run, should say Wabash's only run. That was an RBI single back in the 2nd. And Daniels might have gotten tired of waiting. Shipping up to Boston was still playing as he went into his pitch. That was the 2nd hit of the game for Wabash. Booth had the other one. That was his RBI single in the 2nd that got the Apaches on the board. They're looking to pull off a huge comeback as this pitch misses way outside. 2-0 the count. Remington Kressel is on deck. By the looks of things, he's going with kind of a Josh Young style. Right-handed batter, no batting glove on the right hand, but has the glove on the left. It's called a strike at the bottom of the zone. Daniels has pitched overall really well today, but here in the 6th, having a little trouble finding the strike zone. He found it there, and he gets the count to 2-1. Didn't find it that time. Came close, but apparently it missed upstairs. That's on the corner, full count. Nobody out yet here in the 6th. Columbia City a winner tonight over Concordia, 15-4. This ball slapped off the screen. Columbia City about 30-40 minutes away from Fort Wayne. From what I'm seeing here, Trey Deckman had 5 RBIs for the Eagles. That one just missed. That looked like a pretty good pitch. It's ball 4, and the Apaches have loaded the bases. Remington Kressel coming to the plate. A base hit scores a run, and if Daniels doesn't start to find the strike zone soon, Wabash may not need a hit to get another run home. That pitch too high. And pretty soon, the Norsemen may need to go to their bullpen. Daniels is having a good game overall, but he is struggling to find the strike zone here in the 6th. Downstairs, and so far all that Kressel has had to do is watch these pitches. Would not be surprised if he gets the take sign here. He took it, and he's ahead 3-0. Kressel 0 for 1. He did walk his last time up. That's ball 4. And Wabash is going to get their second run of the ball game. Will be an RBI for Kressel, and this might be a pitching change. Daniels overall has had a really good game, but the pitches have gotten away from him here in the 6th. Well, as we await this decision, we'll take a quick break here on this broadcast of the PSM Baseball Classic.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Now I'm in here working out, and it's helping me get stronger, so I know that's going to help building my muscle, being able to power through defenders, you get in the lane, be more confident, finishing at the basket through contacts. When you know you're in here putting the work in, it makes it easier for you to go on the court.
Well, we do have a pitching change. I couldn't precisely tell the number, but I think it might be Ty Lemming. Ty Lemming, number 17. I was going to say Jacob Nessler, number 19. I knew it was a jersey in the teens, but it's Ty Lemming who comes in to pitch in relief. Lemming had started this game at third base. His ERA is 5.38. He has a record of 1-3 coming into this game. And right now his task is to prevent any further damage. Can he get a ground ball? Perhaps lead to a double play or get a play at the plate? Probably think that Northfield would put the infielders at double play depth. So if you get a ground ball past the mound coming to second, you can get 2 outs on the play. You would surrender the run in a case like that. But I got to think the corner infielders will be playing in here with the bases loaded, trying to limit any more damage. Wabash had only one run up until this 6th inning. That came in the top of the 2nd. They had only 1 hit until this inning. The second one came on a single by Mackie Sorg. He's at 3rd. Carter Booth is at 2nd. And Remington Kressel is at 1st. He just walked with the bases loaded to make this score 7-2 in Northfield's favor. Cooper Long would be the next hitter. But again, right now, Lemming, his task is just to come out here. You are looking for him to throw some strikes, but probably looking for him to keep his pitches down in the zone. Maybe get a ground ball, potential play at the plate, potential double play ball. Cooper Long set to hit next. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. He has walked in this game as well. Still nobody out for Wabash here in the top of the 6th. There's a pitch to Long, and that is downstairs. That was a problem that Daniels had been having here in this 6th inning. He had made it this far. He'd struck out 6 in the process. But Northfield is in danger here as this ball is fouled off. Wabash 5-5 on the season. This is their 3rd straight game in 3 straight days. They'll be playing on Friday and then a doubleheader on Saturday. They'll get Sunday off before they take the field against Manchester on Monday. No rest for the weary. And these Apaches have a lot of games coming up. They don't want to take any one of them for granted. They're 5-5, and they've got a chance to not only get over 500, but get a few games over 500. But first order of business is they got to find a way to come back from what's now a 5-run deficit. They've been down by as many as 6 in this game. Flip to the left side, and that is down for a base hit. 1 run will score. That'll be it. But the Apaches get a little bit closer as Cooper Long with an RBI single. It's Sorg who scores on the hit. And now the tying run is going to come to the plate.
Now batting, number 7, Rocky Judy.
Everybody moves up 90 feet and still nobody out here in the 6th. This is Rocky Judy serving as a pinch hitter. And Rocky with a good eye there, 1-0 the count. Rocky Judy batting just 143. He's ahead in this count 2-0. That one catches the top of the zone, 2-1. Kressel walked with the bases loaded to get the first run this inning, and then Long with that RBI single just moments ago. Popped up, that's going out of play. It'll drop right in the seats. Judy batting just 143 this season. He has 1 RBI. Here's the payoff. On the ground to second. Throw goes to second. They'll get 1 there. Scooped up at first. Double play. A run does come home. It's 7-4 in favor of Northfield. That's what Northfield would have wanted on the previous at bat. Give up a run on the double play, make it 7-3. Instead, they give up a run on the double play to make it 7-4. Wabash will take it, especially since they do now have a runner at third again. 4-6-3 on the putout. Jacob White is the batter. He struck out his last time up, hitting in Sam Harris's spot. This is taken upstairs for ball 1. Wabash putting together a rally. They've gotten 3 runs here in the 6th. Chance at least 1 more. White hitting in the 9 hole. Derek Reed, the leadoff hitter, is due up next, and it's a 3-0 count. Well, if White gets on base, Derek Reed would come up representing the tying run. Ball 4. And it's runners on the corners.
Now batting number 2, Derek Reed.
Derek Reed, the leadoff hitter, coming up. And a base hit would make this a 2-run ball game. First pitch swinging, it's a breaking ball. And Reed over top of it as Northfield came into this inning up 7-1. A 3-run inning for Wabash. That's taken downstairs, 1-1 the count. That one misses, 2-1. Too tall, 3-1. Well, if Reed gets aboard, then Dominic Baker would come up representing the go-ahead run. What a comeback that Wabash is putting together. They have the black and orange color combination, kind of similar to Warsaw. That's in there for a called strike, and that'll fill up the count 3-2. And this is a huge pitch coming up for Ty Lemming. Right now trying to limit the damage to just the 3 runs that have already crossed. There goes the runner from first, and it's ball 4. The bases are loaded, and Dom Baker will come up representing the go-ahead run. A base hit, you would think, or a base hit would definitely get a run across. Could potentially get 2 runs across and make this a 1-run ball game. An extra base hit may very well clear the bags. First pitch swinging, Baker lines it, right field, base hit, 1 run is in, a second coming home. 2-run score, and Wabash is within 1, it's 7-6. The Wabash Apaches not going down without a fight. Dominic Baker now with runners on the corners and the tying run just 90 feet away. Here's Hayden McWhirt. McWhirt takes a first pitch strike. He's behind in the count 0-1. McWhirt batting .296 on the year, just 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-2. The tying run 90 feet away. There goes the runner, and no pickoff attempt, as Baker will get into second base. So now Wabash has the go-ahead run in scoring position. If McWhirt can come up with a base hit, you're definitely looking at a tie game. You're possibly looking at Wabash taking the lead, but neither's going to happen. Not on this at-bat. Big-time strikeout to end the frame, but Wabash gets 5 runs in the 6th. And we're going to the bottom of the 6th. Northfield looking for some insurance. And we are back after this break here on this broadcast of the PSM Baseball Classic.
My name's Cam Smith. I'm the Director of Football Operations for PSM Football. PSM Football is going to change the landscape of Fort Wayne football. There's a huge need for folks that want to get their sons and daughters involved in some personalized instruction, specifically in football at all positions. For the first time ever, we're bringing to the region a wide variety of different programming outside of the normal instruction. We're going to bring the 7-on-7 teams. We're also going to bring adult programming, flag leagues. We're going to bring indoor leagues, outdoor leagues. We're going to do a lot of different camps and clinics for all different ages, but also for coaches. We also take a more of a holistic approach when it comes to developing the whole person. We want to be sure that we're doing exactly what the parents want, exactly what the athletes want, and exactly what the coaches think that the athlete needs to work on. Parents can sign their kids up right now for personalized training at all positions in football, so we're excited about that, and we really look forward to have everybody come out and take advantage of what we're offering with PSM Football.
7-6, Northfield with the lead. Hayden McWord back on the bump, but right now his job is to hold this one-run deficit right where it is and give Wabash a chance in the top of the 7th to tie the game and potentially take the lead over Northfield. Right now, Northfield looking to get a little bit of insurance going into the 7th inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th right now. Northfield scored 3 runs in the first inning, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. They were held scoreless in the 5th. And Wabash came up with 5 runs on 3 hits there in the top half of the 6th inning. It's worth mentioning that Maddox Daniels starting pitcher for this game, had pitched a very good ball game, but he started to lose his control there in the 6th inning. That's a big reason why Wabash was able to make this comeback, and now they're down by 1 as we go into the bottom of the 6th. Casey Lamson will lead things off. He's the leadoff hitter in the lineup for the Norsemen. First pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. On the ground, right back to the mound, and McWhort will flip it to first for the first out of the inning. 2 pitches, 1 out. As Maddox Daniels comes to the plate. One of the challenges with these Northfield lineups is they're wearing black uniforms with blue numbers. First pitch swinging, and Daniels lifts it sky high to left field, but it's not traveling a long way. That's Keaton Lane, who makes the catch out there in left. 1 pitch, 1 out with Daniels at the plate. And Corbin Hoppert will come up next for the Norsemen. Hoppert with a sac fly. Does not have a hit today, but that sac fly came back in the 2nd inning. It was one of 2 runs that inning for the Norsemen. That's off the plate, 2-0. That's a good pitch, 2-1. McWhort able to bounce back. He's been on the mound since the 3rd inning. He's only given up 2 runs since that 3rd. Popped him up, and that's going out of play. Count goes to 2-2. Wabash playing their 3rd game in 3 days. They're off tomorrow. They'd love to be over 500 for their day off. They'll need at least 1 more run in the 7th to do that as it stands right now. But now Hoppert's starting to fight pitches off. Northfield looking for a little insurance. They're trying to break a 5-game losing streak. They've been run ruled in 4 of those 5 games. Most recently, they lost 14-10. I believe that was against Caston. McWhort will step off the mound. And White will come over and have a word with him. Jacob White, that is. Well, due up in the 7th for Wabash at this point is Mackie Sorg, Carter Booth, and Remington Kressel. Bounce foul. And Hopper remains alive. He reached on an error his last time up. Wabash has committed 5 errors, and yet here they are down only 1 after being down 6. Chance to tie it or win it coming up. Swing and a miss. And it remains a 1-run ball game as we go to the 7th. Last chance for Wabash. They've already come a long way in the top of the 6th. Can they complete the comeback in the 7th? Back after this on this broadcast of the PSM Baseball Classic.
I was diagnosed with a 3rd-degree heart block. They had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and so once I had that surgery done and everything, I started at PSM and getting my shoulder mobility and my shoulder strength back, and now that I have that, making it even stronger than it was before and really spend the time that I need to be able to compete at the level that I want to compete at. I've been in the pool since I was 6 years old. It's not an easy sport to just pick up and start doing, but if you have the dedication to do it, you can do it just fine.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
7-6. Northfield was up 7-1 going into the 6th inning. But Wabash put together a 5-run 6th, and now they're looking for at least one more run here in the 7th. At the very least, forced extra innings, or at the very least, forced Northfield to come to the plate in the bottom of this inning. And I believe that's Ty Lemming still on the mound for the Norsemen. Mackie Sorg, the number 4 hitter in the lineup, leads things off. Sorg would be followed by Carter Booth and Remington Kressel. What was looking like a blowout and potentially a run rule victory for Northfield has turned into a 1-run ball game, and Wabash looking to complete a comeback. And Lemming misses inside with the first pitch. Well, the control and the missing the strike zone was a theme in the 6th inning, a big reason as to why Wabash was able to make their comeback. Now can they complete it? Pitches like that can only help the cause for the Apaches. Two and 0 the count on Sorg. Carter Booth set to hit next. He's got an RBI in this game. Sorg has a hit, and he's got another one. A leadoff single for Mackie Sorg, and the tying run is aboard.
Next batter, number 4, Carter Booth.
Carter Booth coming to the plate. That's the 5th hit of the game for Wabash. And we are going to have a courtesy runner. Mackie Sorg moved to first in the 3rd inning. You can courtesy run for the first baseman as Carter Booth stands in. He's officially 1 for 1 with an RBI. He's also walked twice. Wabash has been down by 6 runs. They got 5 in the 6th. Haven't yet scored here in the 7th, but the leadoff man is aboard. And that one misses down and in. Can Lemming start to find his control? Didn't look bad, but it's called ball 2. And pretty soon the Norseman may have to go to the pen. They're appealing to see if Booth swung the bat, and the first base umpire says no. 2-0 the count on Booth. Too high, 3-0. Well, if Booth gets on base, the go-ahead run will be aboard, and you got Remington Kressel on deck. It's not a walk-off situation, but Wabash looking to take the lead and then come back out, throw a scoreless inning in the 7th. Booth was ready to walk over to first. This is called strike 1. That one catches the inside corner, and again Booth ready to head on to first. The umpire says, nope, you're staying put. Payoff pitch, popped him up. He'll try again. Had a few foul balls come dangerously close to where our cameraman Matt Jackson is standing. There's a payoff. That's ball 4. And the go-ahead run is aboard. Runners on first and second. Sorg's going to second. And Remington Kressel comes up with ducks on the pond and looking to get one home. And it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter to follow Kressel. That's Cooper Lang's spot. Sawyer McNally has grabbed a bat, and Kressel gets a bunt down right back to the mound. Both runners will advance. The throw's in time. Northfield gets the out, but Kressel does his job. Well, here's Sawyer McNally coming to the plate. He's pinch hitting for Cooper Long. McNally does not have a hit all year long. Infield drawn in for Northfield. First pitch misses high. Well, Lemming hasn't walked him yet, but if he does, that gives Northfield a chance for a force out at the plate. The 1-0 slap foul, and it's 1-1. The guy that McNally's pinch hitting for, Cooper Long, does have an RBI in this game. RBI single. Was thrown out on a double play that Rocky Judy grounded into. And that's Judy who's on deck right now. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Looked like Lemming went with a breaking ball there. That's a huge strike. And right now he's trying to strand those runners at second and third. Corner infielders are in. Holmes in at second. On the ground, up the middle. Late jump. Throw comes to first. They get the out there. Late throw home. Not in time. It gets away. This game is tied. And Booth comes home. He's safe. Wabash takes the lead. McNally was out on the play, but both runs come home. And Wabash, after being down 6, has come back to take the lead. We're going to get another look at this replay, as we may have a pitching change coming up. Here is a look at the replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Ground ball right to short, late jump. As Sorg was trying to prevent a throw to the plate, prevent a play at the plate, he goes after the throw from short by Bauer. They get the out at second. Sorg is able to score, and the throw home gets away. That allows Booth to score. And it's 8-7 in favor of Wabash, who had been down 7-1. And we might be getting a pitching change for Northfield. Come back in just a moment.
My name's Cam Smith. I'm the Director of Football Operations for PSM Football. PSM Football is going to change the landscape of Fort Wayne football. There's a huge need for folks that want to get their sons and daughters involved in some personalized instruction, specifically in football at all positions. For the first time ever, we're bringing to the region a wide variety of different programming outside of the normal instruction. We're going to bring the 7-on-7 teams. We're also going to bring adult programming, flag leagues. We're going to bring indoor leagues, outdoor leagues. We're going to do a lot of different camps and clinics for all different ages, but also for coaches. We also take a more of a holistic approach when it comes to developing.
8-7 Wabash. They were down 7-1 going into the 6th inning. Now we're going to get a little mound visit between Corbin Haupert and Maddox it's not Maddox Daniels on the mound, it's Ty Lemming. Daniels was the starting pitcher. He had pitched a real good ball game, but started to lose his control. Struggled to find the strike zone in the 6th inning. Wabash scored 5 runs in the 6th. They've got 2 here in the 7th. 2 outs, nobody on right now, as the first pitch misses outside to Rocky Judy. Judy grounded into a double play his last time up, and he's ahead in this count 2-0. What a comeback by the Apaches. On the corner, 2-1. Jacob White is on deck. For Wabash, if they hold on to win this game, they'll be over 500, 6-5. Popped him up behind the plate. Haupert back, and it'll drop on the warning track. Looked like Haupert wasn't able to track it. And the count will go to 2-2. Wabash is off tomorrow. They've played 3 games in 3 straight days. They're home against Madison Grant on Friday, on the road against Eastbrook on Saturday, then home against Manchester on Monday, and a week from today they're home against Maconaquah. That's before 6 days rest and going on the road to play Rochester. This ball's popped up backwards. Good job, Matt, getting out of the way of that one. Matt Jackson, my cameraman's had a few pop-ups come this way. On the ground toward third. Lemming through the first in time. Beg your pardon, I believe that was actually Maddox Daniels, the former pitcher, now at third. Well, now it's rally cap time for Northfield. And we'll be back in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Now I'm in here working out, and it's helping me get stronger, so I know that's going to help building my muscle, being able to power through defenders, get in the lane, be more confident, finishing at the basket through contacts. When you know you're in here putting the work in, it makes it easier for you to go on the court.
Well, we're back here at Parkview Field. This is the PSM Baseball Classic, and Wabash has come all the way back to take the lead. Warsaw and Wabash do have similar colors, and of course their school names start with the letter W, but this is Wabash High School, who's now leading 8-7. They were down 7-1 going into the sixth inning. They scored 5 runs in the sixth, and they've come back with 2 more runs in the seventh to take the lead, and right now Hayden McWhird is out there trying to close this game out. Northfield looking for a rally. Talked about who Wabash has coming up. Northfield is back at it tomorrow with a 5 o'clock game against Marion. That'll be a quick turnaround for them, and it'll feel even quicker if they're not able to get a run or 2 on the board here in the bottom of the seventh inning. They had a 6-run lead, and that lead has dissipated. Ty Lemming leading things off for Northfield. He reached on a fielder's choice. Other than that, he's 0 for 2. Popped up, left side of the infield. Back is Reed. In the outfield, he's got it. 1 pitch, 1 out. And Wyatt Butcher coming up next. Butcher's 3 for 3. 2 RBIs, 3 singles, 2 runs scored. Well, since McWhird came on the bump for Wabash, they have been much more efficient. Pitching-wise, defense-wise, swing and a miss there from Wyatt Butcher. Only 2 runs surrendered since McWhird came onto the mound. He started the game behind the plate. On the ground, base hit. Sam Harris with a diving effort couldn't make the play. It has not been his day today. Now that's going to be a base hit. Can't put too much blame on him, but he's had a couple errors and a couple of plays that if you were to ask him, he'd probably say, I should have made those. After the Marion game tomorrow, Northfield will not play again until Monday against Rochester. That'll be at home, and then they're at home again on Wednesday taking on Peru. And on May 3rd, they've got a home doubleheader against Columbia City, and Columbia City had a 15-4 win against Concordia today. They're 5-3 overall under second-year head coach Justin Daly. Of course, they've got Grayson Bradbury, a real solid pitcher who's going to Butler. He's a quarterback on the football team at Columbia City these last couple of years, starting quarterback. Of course, it's a football team that runs the flex bone offense, but Bradbury very efficient at quarterback, but he chose baseball when he gets to college. He'll be going to Butler, and I do believe Addison Baxter will be going to Butler as well, the standout basketball star. She's going to college for basketball. Baxter also a really good soccer player. Squaring to bunt is Butcher, and he fouls it off. Check that. That's Branson Hazlett. Butcher just got the base hit. Branson Hazlett has an RBI double. Right now he represents the go-ahead run. Wyatt Butcher, the tying run, potential tying run, is on first. He goes back to first. A little snap tag. That's not in time from Sawyer McNally. Bunt laid down. Harris gloves it. And there's, the ball pops out. The ball pops out as McNally went to make the tag. His foot came off the bag. He went to tag him, and he lost the ball. Everybody's safe. That's been scored as a hit. It'd be the 10th hit of the game for Northfield. And now Caleb Du Bois is at the plate, batting in Jared Holmes' spot. Well, I tell you what, whoever loses this game is not going to be happy in the least, and they're probably not going to enjoy whatever they have next. For Northfield, they've got a game tomorrow against Marion. They'll have to get their minds in the right place very quickly if they're not able to come from behind and win this game. They had a 6-run lead in this ball game, and that lead is gone. They're down 8-1, looking to rally here in the 7th, but they got a chance to it. Wabash is off tomorrow. They'll play again on Friday. That'll be against Madison Grant. But if they're not able to hold this lead, this is not going to be a loss that they'll be any bit happy about. Here's another look at that last replay. Harris fields it cleanly. Throw a little bit offline, and McNally goes to make the tag instead of retreating back to the bag. He retreats back to the bag. He probably gets the out. Instead, he goes for the tag, and now the winning run is on base. As Caleb Du Bois takes a called strike on a little breaking ball. That's another strike, 0-2. Not seeing any stats here for Du Bois. Foul tipped, but not caught. Had that been caught, it would have been strike 3. But Du Bois is alive for at least one more pitch. Cam Pratt is scheduled to hit next. On the ground, base hit. They're going to send the runner going for the tie. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Ball comes out. Butcher scores and the game is tied, and a runner on third. One out, runners on second and third. Caleb Du Bois, a pinch hit at bat, and I think that might be his first hit of the season. And that might be Holmes. Yep, that's Holmes who comes out to courtesy run for Du Bois. And Cam Pratt is next up for Northfield. He's got the go-ahead run on third. Wabash brings the infield in. And I wonder if we might get a pitching change here. Well, this is the game on the line. Every out counts, every at-bat counts at this stage in the game. Tied at 8. Northfield let a 6-run lead slip away in the 6th and 7th innings. They've tied the game here in the 7th. And we'll let you know the verdict when we come back. Are we getting a pitching change? Doesn't look like we are. Back after this.
My name's Cam Smith. I'm the Director of Football Operations for PSM Football. PSM Football is going to change the landscape of Fort Wayne football. There's a huge need for folks that want to get their sons and daughters involved in some personalized instruction, specifically in football at all positions. For the first time ever, we're bringing to the region a wide variety of different programming outside of the normal instruction. We're going to bring the 7-on-7 teams. We're also going to bring...
Well, it looks like Wabash has chosen to intentionally walk Cam Pratt. And Jaden Bear will come to the plate with the bases loaded. It's a smart move by Wabash as they try to create a force at the plate. They have a force at the plate now. So a ground ball on the infield, all you've got to do is throw it home. All the infielders are in. All standing on the infield grass. On the ground towards short. They've got to come home. That's a force at the plate. That's the second out. And now the runners go late. Branson Haslett waited around. He must have forgotten that the bases were loaded, and he's out. Du Bois does move up to third. Pratt moves to second, and Bear moves to first. Casey Lamson, the batter. He puts it on the ground. Another chance at a force. The race to third. Got him! Sam Harris gets the out at third, and we will play extra innings at the PSM Baseball Classic. Back after this.
My name's Cam Smith. I'm the Director of Football Operations for PSM Football. PSM Football is going to change the landscape of Fort Wayne football. There's a huge need for folks that want to get their sons and daughters involved in some personalized instruction, specifically in football at all positions. For the first time ever, we're bringing to the region a wide variety of different programming outside of the normal instruction. We're going to bring the 7-on-7 teams. We're also going to bring adult programming, flag leagues. We're going to bring indoor leagues, outdoor leagues. We're going to do a lot of different camps and clinics for all different ages, but also for coaches. We also take a more of a holistic approach when it comes to developing the whole person. We want to be sure that we're doing exactly what the parents want, exactly what the athletes want, and exactly what the coaches think that the athlete needs to work on. Parents can sign their kids up right now for personalized training at all positions in football, so we're excited about that, and we really look forward to have everybody come out and take advantage of what we're offering with PSM football.
To the top of the eighth we go. Extra innings here at the PSM Baseball Classic. Northfield tied up the game, but here's a look at one of the reasons why Wabash was able to keep it tied. Well, this was with one out. Check that. This was the base hit that tied up the game. That was Caleb Du Bois, a pinch hit single. One run comes in, and the winning run was at third at that point. They got Butcher home, and it's now tied at 8. And I tell you what, this is a game nobody wants to lose. Wabash doesn't want to lose this game because they had the better record coming in and came all the way back to take the lead, only to see Northfield come back and tie it in the 7th. And you got practice tomorrow before your next game, but it's a chance to go over 500 for the Apaches. They're 5-5 coming into this game. They don't want to miss a chance to go over 500 with a day off tomorrow. For Northfield, you don't want to let a 6-run lead slip away. That's already happened. A walk-off win would make it all better. This ball is fouled off by Jacob White as he leads off the 8th inning. Owen won the count. Derek Reed on deck. Wabash has come back in both the 6th and the 7th. Did that hit him? That ball looked like it changed direction, but they're not sending White to first. That's inside, 2-1. It's Ty Lemming still out there for Northfield, trying to close out this ball game or trying to keep it tied so that Northfield can potentially walk it off. In the bottom of the 8th. That's flared into right center field. Down for a base hit. Leadoff single. Jacob White is aboard. The go-ahead run is aboard for Wabash. And Derek Reed will come to the plate.
Next batter, number 2, Derek Reed.
That's hit number 6 for Wabash as I have it. Reed is hitless in this game. Of course, White was hitless, but this technically was only his second at bat of the game. Northfield trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Had a high-scoring game against Caston in their last matchup. They ended up losing that one 14-10. The rest of the games during the losing streak were blowouts. In fact, Northfield was run-ruled all 4 times, I should say. Big secondary lead for White, but he's not going. Not on this pitch. It sails high over the head of Derek Reed. Dominic Baker on deck. Hayden McWhirt is in the hole. That's in there for a called strike. Too high. Count goes to 3-1. Swing and a miss. Lemming battles back to get it to a full count. Derek Reed has the go-ahead run on base for Wabash. Ball 4. And that go-ahead run will now move to second. Dominic Baker coming up. Had a 2-run single his last time up. I believe that made it 7-5 at the time. Check, that made it 7-6 at the time. Bunt put down by Baker. Throw's going to go to first as Holmes gets over to cover the bag, but Baker does the job, and the runners each move 90 feet into scoring position. And now Hayden McWhirt with a base hit can give the lead back to Wabash. Discussion between McWhirt and his head coach over there on the third base line. Now McWhirt's been the pitcher ever since the 3rd inning. We'll see if he goes back to the mound in inning number 8. Mackie Sorg is set to hit next. He started this game, but right now McWhirt has ducks on the pond. Corner infielders come in looking for a play at the plate. McWhirt takes up and in. Big secondary lead for White over there at third. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate, 2-0. Slapped out of play. That was a hard hit ball. Looked like it went onto the concourse. Infield drawn in, and McWhirt is hit by the pitch. And with the bases loaded, Mackie Sorg comes up. He's hit safely his last 2 times up and scored. At least the runner who came in as a courtesy runner for him scored, which I believe was Ty Carpenter last time. And we might have a pitching change here. Going to go to a break as we are tied at 8 in the top of the 8th here on this broadcast of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic.
Ago, I was diagnosed with a third-degree heart block. They had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and so once I had that surgery done and everything, I started at PSM and getting my shoulder mobility and my shoulder strength back, and now that I have that, making it even stronger than it was before and really spend the time that I need to be able to compete at the level that I want to compete at. I've been in the pool since I was 6 years old. It's not an easy sport to just pick up and start doing, but if you have the dedication to do it, you can do it just fine.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Mackey Sorg at the plate with the bases loaded. Infield drawn in for Northfield, and the pitch is down for ball 1. Northfield trying to break a 5-game losing streak. Warsaw trying to get over 500. Well hit down the line. And down for a base hit. White had to wait until it dropped, but he comes home, and Wabash has the lead. Everybody moving up 90 feet as Carter Booth comes to the plate, trying to get a little insurance for the Apaches. Another little discussion over at third base this time. Carter Booth drove home the first run of the game for Wabash. That was in the top of the second. That made it 3-1 at the time. Wabash had 5 runs in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 1 more here in the 8th. And he comes to the plate with the bases juiced. Already Wabash on top here in the 8th. That one almost gets away. Good stop by Hoppert behind the plate. He squares to bunt, gets it down. The throw's going to have to go to first. A run is in. It is the second out of the inning, but Booth does the job. It'll send Remington Kressel to the plate. Couple runs for Wabash. They lead it by 2. Of course, they do have similar jersey colors to the Warsaw Tigers. They're in different parts of the state, always slightly different. Not too far away from each other, though, but this is the Wabash Apaches, who are currently leading 10-8 after being down 7-1. Kressel walked in a run with the bases loaded back in the 6th, and that started the rally. Had to duck away from that one to go ahead in the count 2-0. That hit his bat. That's a foul ball. Tried to get out of the way, but ended up hitting the ball with his bat by accident. So instead of 3-0, it's 2-1. Swing and a miss. And the count goes to 2-2. Kressel, the designated hitter, trying to get a little bit more insurance for the Apaches. He takes upstairs for ball 3. The payoff pitch. Up and in, ball 4.
Next batter, number 11, Sawyer McNally.
Here's Sawyer McNally. He drove in a run his last time up, grounding to short. And I do believe that was ultimately the go-ahead run for Wabash at the top of the 7th. I believe that's Carter Wingett over at third now. McNally right now looking to add some insurance for the Apaches. He swings at the first pitch and sends it sky high. And that's out of play. Bounced foul, and it's 0-2. That's foul again and does not come back fair. The 0-2 on the way, and that's in there for a called strike, and that will take us to the bottom of the 8th. Wabash retakes the lead. Can Northfield answer? We'll go to the bottom of the 8th on SummitCitySports.com.
My name's Cam Smith. I'm the Director of Football Operations for PSM Football. PSM Football is going to change the landscape of Fort Wayne football. There's a huge need for folks that want to get their sons and daughters involved in some personalized instruction, specifically in football at all positions. For the first time ever, we're bringing to the region a wide variety of different programming outside of the normal instruction. We're going to bring the 7-on-7 teams. We're also going to bring adult programming, flag leagues. We're going to bring indoor leagues, outdoor leagues. We're going to do a lot of different camps and clinics for all different ages, but also for coaches. We also take a more of a holistic approach when it comes to developing the whole person. We want to be sure that we're doing exactly what the parents want, exactly what the athletes want, and exactly what the coaches think that the athlete needs to work on. Parents can sign their kids up right now for personalized training at all positions in football, so we're excited about that, and we look forward to have everybody come out and take advantage of what we're offering with PSM football.
It's 10-8, Wabash on top of Northfield, two crosstown rivals battling it out in extra innings here at the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. And Wabash trying to close it out. Northfield looking for the rally. They had a 6-run lead. They were up 7-1, and Wabash has come all the way back to take the lead. They scored 5 runs in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and 2 in the 8th. First pitch is upstairs. This is Maddox Daniels at the plate. Daniels, Hoppert, and Lemming coming up here for Northfield. That's inside, 2-0. And that one misses. McWirt A little frustrated that he didn't get the strike call. He thought that one caught the zone, but it's 3-0. So if Daniels reaches, the tying run comes to the plate. Ball 4. Well, maybe close to time for Wabash to go to the pen. And Corbin Hawpert comes to the plate.
Next batter, number 12, Corbin Hopper.
Hawpert up, Lemming on deck. And right now, McWhort trying to throw a strike, and he does. After that 4-pitch walk, went with a little breaking ball that time. That's off the plate. One on the way. That's on the corner for a called strike 2. Ten to 8, Wabash on top. The way the scoreboard has it here, they've been out hit 11-7. Sounds pretty close. Ground ball to first. They get the sure out at first with McNally, but the throw to second is late. One down. McNally gets the out, but Daniels moves up to second. Ty Lemming will come up. Well, that takes away the double play, at least takes away a conventional double play. We've seen some memorable games here at the PSM Baseball Classic. I believe it was 3 years ago, Snyder and Northrop went into extra innings. The Bruins ended up winning that one. Snyder had a better record that year, but Northrop won that particular game. Slap foul by Lemming, and he's behind in the count 0-1. Swing and a miss. That was up and inside. Northfield was down 1 in the bottom of the 7th. They got the 1 run to force extras. Now they find themselves down 2. On the top of the zone, called strike 3, and Lemming is retired. Last chance for the Norsemen. This is Wyatt Butcher coming to the plate. He's singled 4 times. He's got 2 RBIs. He's scored 3 times. If Butcher can push across a run, it'll be a 1-run ball game as that ball skips away. It's going to be ball number 1. Jacob White tracks it down, but into third is Daniels. One 0 on the way, on the corner. One misses inside. Two and one the count. That's down and away. Count goes to 3-1. If Butcher gets aboard, the tying run will be on first. If it's a double, the tying run will be on second. He's got 3 RBIs already in this game. Ball 4. Branson Hazlett is the batter for Northfield. Well, Branson Hazlett has a pair of hits in this game, 2 for 4 with an RBI. And right now he's trying to get at least 1 run home, make this a 1-run ball game. Up the middle, bobbled. Throw comes to first. And this time the tag is applied and completed by McNally. He holds on to it, and there's your ball game. The Wabash Apaches complete the comeback. Down 7-1 going into the 6th. They win it 10-8 in extra innings. The Wabash Apaches take down their crosstown rivals from Northfield. 10-8 your final. And for our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game, going to go ahead and recognize the guy who pitched most of the way from the 3rd inning on. That is Hayden McWhirter. Hayden McWhirter, though he was hitless at the plate, he only allowed 3 runs after 2 big innings from Northfield in the 1st and 2nd inning. Only allowed 3 runs in 6 innings pitched. Hayden McWhirter limits the damage. He's your PSM player of the game. And the Wabash Apaches win it 10-8 over Northfield here at the PSM Baseball Classic. That's going to do it from here at Parkview Field. For my cameraman, Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Parkview Field in Fort Wayne, Indiana. You've been watching the PSM Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com. We'll be back in 2 weeks for some more baseball from Parkview Field. Till then, good night.
I was diagnosed with a 3rd-degree heart block. They had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and so once I had that surgery done and everything, I started at PSM and getting my shoulder mobility and my shoulder strength back, and now that I have that, making it even stronger than it was before and really spend the time that I need to be able to compete at the level that I want to compete at. I've been in the pool since I was 6 years old. It's not an easy sport to just pick up and start doing, but if you have the dedication to do it, you can do it just fine.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.